Hi, my name is Corey Gerard, and I'm coming back to you at Monster Wars. And I have a new exciting battle to tell y'all between Amenia, the Vampire Queen, versus the Charm Sisters, Prue, Piper, Phoebe, and Paige. Now the scene begins with a shapely figure approaching a desert-looking monastery, as night sands are then shown moving with the wind. Then this mystery figure nears two bald men, which appear to be guarding their temple entrance. Now these Asian sentries begin to yell something at the mysterious visitor, and it sounds like "keep away." We then see the hooded traveler quickly kill both men by gesturing a hand in front of them, which causes blood to ooze out of both of their eyes. So this killer visitor enters the temple in a hurry, as seen doing so. Now suddenly the scene speeds up and arrives at the intruder, who's then seen standing in front of a necklace medallion with a blood red stone on it. We then see the mystery person remove its dark hood, which connects to a black royal gown, and a beautiful black lady is shown with a fanged vampire smile. She now reaches and grabs the bloodstone off of the wall's hook and replies, "Yes, the sun will no longer afflict upon me." Then the stone now appears to be glowing bright while filled with the blood of saints. As the powerful vampire looks on with admiration, she then opens the stone and drinks its enriched blood, as seen doing so. Then three dead monks are shown below this vampire's tall leather boots. Then suddenly an elder monk is shown entering and yells, "What are you?" So the vampire turns to him and responds, "Queen Amenia." Now the scene quickly darkens and then moves to a high sky view over San Francisco on a bright sunny day. The motioning is then shown moving through this city's downtown as people carry on with their outdoor preoccupations. The scene suddenly speeds up and arrives at a red home called the Hollywell Manor, which appears to be in a suburban kept community. Now the inside of this home is shown, and the movement stops at a calendar clock. This now says 12:34 p.m. Saturday. Paige is then shown making her way down the stairs and walks into the kitchen where Piper and Phoebe are. It now appears to be lunchtime because a pasta salad is then seen near a seated Piper and Phoebe. There are also tall glasses of fruit punch on the kitchen table, so Paige picks hers up and replies, "So what's the catch of today?" And Piper points at the pasta and says, "For you, Paige, the sky's the limit." Then Paige responds by saying, "Oh, health food again," and now sits down as shown doing so. Phoebe seems to be preoccupied with her newspaper column, but finally notices Paige and says, "Hey, sus." So Paige replies, "Hey back to you, sus." Then suddenly a cell phone is heard ringing, which belongs to Piper, because she's then seen answering it. Now Piper is shown and heard replying, "1 o'clock is good, that will be fine with me," and hangs up her phone. Now Phoebe is seen saying, "What's that about?" So Piper replies, "Oh, there's some entertainment mogul dropping by around 1, and she's out of Detroit." Then soon after that remark, the scene is shown cutting away, and then the famous Golden Gate Bridge is shown as vehicles drive on it. Now a long black Lincoln limousine is shown riding as two black tinted SUVs are near its front and back. We then see the limousine's back license plate and it says Jazzy 313. Now the scene quickly returns to the charmed one's home and the three sisters appear to have finished with lunch because they are now seen exiting the kitchen. Music is then heard coming from outside, so Paige and Phoebe hurry to the front window to look out of it, as shown doing so. Then three vehicles are seen pulling up in front of the Hollywell house, and two are SUV trucks with a limousine positioned in the middle. Then Phoebe is seen looking back at Piper and replies, "Hey Pipe, I think it's her." So Piper is shown approaching the window and says, "Well, she is punctual." Then the limo driver gets out, which is some guy wearing a black suit, and then he's seen opening the back passenger door. Now a lady wearing an all-black business suit gets out, and it appears to be Amenia on this nice sunny day. This long-haired woman then looks up at the sun while facing away from the Hollywell Manor, and then shows a fanged vampire smile as seen doing so. We then see the three charmed sisters as they watch Amenia from their front window. Piper now seems a bit curious about this whole entourage thing, but she then pulls Paige and Phoebe away from the glass and replies, "Come on, girls, don't be nosy." So Paige responds by saying, "But you were watching too, Piper." Then Phoebe appears to be thrilled and says, "I bet she has buku bucks. Are you going to sell your club?" Now the vampire lady proceeds to the charmed one's home and then rings their doorbell. So the older sister Piper is seen opening the door and says, "Hello, Miss Nelson, please come in." So this businesswoman enters and replies, "Oh, just call me Amenia," as Piper takes her into the living room as seen doing so. Phoebe and Paige are already there and they now greet Amenia by waving and saying hi. So Amenia appears welcomed and then says, "Hello, and you two are?" Now Piper is shown quickly stepping in and then says, "Amenia, these ladies are two of my friendly sisters, Phoebe and Paige." Then suddenly a loud noise is heard as if something heavy hit the front door. So the three sisters and Amenia are seen hurrying to it. Paige then says maybe it's the paper boy again. Then Piper replies, "Yeah, but he doesn't know his own strength." Phoebe is then seen opening the front door, and then a large body of water is shown surrounding the Hollywell Manor. The home is now positioned in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The three sisters appear shocked and yell, "What is happening? What's going on and what the F?" Then a speedboat appears near the front door entrance of the house, and Amenia is then shown on it, waving at the Charm Sisters. Next, the lady vampire makes a fanged smile at them. We then see Phoebe yell, "Look, it's that mogul lady," as the house is shown quickly sinking. So Piper is heard yelling, "Look what she's doing. Paige orbers out." Now Piper and Phoebe are shown grabbing onto Paige, who then tries to orb them out. Paige then screams, "My powers aren't working." Next, the house is seen filling up with a lot of water, and then a split screen shows the three sisters waking up from their shared nightmare. A digital clock now shows 1:30 a.m. So the split screen shows the sisters get out of bed in a hurry. Piper is wearing black panties with a white and red numbered t-shirt that says 317. Phoebe is topless with beige silk pajama bottoms on, and Paige is completely naked. So the sisters quickly put on regular clothing and sprint to their book of shadows. We then see all sisters meet up, and then Piper says, "I never set any meeting with that lady." Paige is then seen replying, "That dream seemed so real and we shared it together." So Phoebe responds by saying, "Oh great, our newest foe has dream manipulation powers." Now the charmed ones are shown reaching their attic, and then Piper says, "Well, Amenia has more powers than that because the book is over there going crazy." Then the book of shadows is seen flipping around while turning pages on its own. So Piper suddenly grabs their magical book and gains control over it as seen doing so. Piper next places the book back on its stand, and the three ladies are now shown gathering around to look at the book's selected page. Shock now appears on the witches' faces because of what they see in this book. We then see Phoebe reply, "That's the woman from our dream." So Paige is heard saying, "Dream, don't you mean nightmare?" Now a picture of Amenia is shown in the book, and she's wearing a silver medieval armor suit that shows a red shirt and golden dragon on its center. Her magic titles are clearly visible and read, "The senior partner Amenia is a vampire goddess, blood mystic, reality bender, shaman, and sorceress." Then the motion is seen moving down the page as the witches study their foe very carefully. Now Piper's mouth is specifically shown as she reads the book statement that says, "Amenia is a vastly powerful interdimensional traveler who enters different realities of her choosing or by a persuasive. She prefers to drink the blood of magical beings, and her powers are increased every time she does so." Then the sister witches are shown as they hear Amenia's voice, which says, "Your blood will be mine too." And then Phoebe is shown saying, "How do we know we're not still asleep?" So Piper pinches Phoebe, who next yells, "Ouch," as shown doing so. Now Paige is seen going to the attic's front window and replies, "I better see if the house is floating in the Pacific again." So Piper responds by saying, "Yeah, and check for the vampire chick on the boat too." Then all of a sudden, Amenia is shown entering their attic and then replies, "That won't be necessary because this vampire chick is here." To be continued. So stay tuned for the shocking conclusion of this story. And thanks for tuning in for Monster Wars.